I mean, I think they're more comfortable. Their surroundings, their routine. But I think the good role players, look forward to competing and playing on the road. And I think, our guys who have that experience, I think they look forward to playing in these type of environments. And if you're going to win, like your role players have to be at their best. They're going to try their best to take away your key guys, your ball handlers, those types of things. So you're going to need your role players to make plays. And I think our guys are battle tested and ready for that.
Team that's down 2-0, they're going to play with a level of urgency that is hard for a team that's up 2-0 to match. How do you match it?
I mean, it's, game by game. The last two games mean absolutely nothing, right? Playoff series are won by winning each individual game. So being up 2-0 has nothing to do with our approach or our mindset going into this game. It's one game on the road that we got to go and take care of business, and that's what our focus is.
A lot of guys were talking about, they realize that they have to take this now on the road with them. So from your perspective, what has to happen for you guys to play as well down there as you got to see it play?
We got to continue to defend. That's what this series is going to come down to. And all the small things that we continue to talk about that give us an advantage, we have to take care of. We got to take care of the paint. We got to limit their individual guys from having big nights. Make everything tough on them. Do a job on the glass. I still think we can improve on our turnovers. We can be better there. So I don't think we've played our best basketball yet. I think we're still working towards that. But I think the guys have an understanding of what we need to do and how we do it when we're at our best.
Can you win this series without hitting shots?
Just have to hit more than they do. But no, I think there's going to come a point where our shots are going to fall. Our guys are good shooters. I still think we're creating good shots for one another. Our defense thus far has been really good. And, again, we continue to defend that way. We always give ourselves a chance. But I do think, we're getting the right shots. We just got to make some more.
In Max's case, he's really working hard on fronts. Do you think that is contributing to maybe why he's not shooting it like you're used to?
He's doing a great job. And with us, we don't hang on those guys' misses and makes. Because Max is a complete basketball player. So, he's rebounding the basketball. He's finding assists for us. So as long as he continues to play the right way, I'm not worried about his shot because he's going to have an impact on the game no matter what.
Has George gotten to the point where he's pressing?
Again, having conversations with him, I don't feel like that's where he's at. I think he's getting good looks. They're just not going in. And, the ebbs and flows in the season, and that's why there's percentages and the averages of it because guys kind of have some ups and downs. And I know if George keeps taking those good shots, they'll go for him.
Following up on Joe's first question, how do you talked a lot about your defense and how much you guys have prepped for that, but how do you kind of scheme and game plan for a team that is equally as defensive-minded and everything is kind of the same approach?
Yeah, you have to find where you have your advantages, right? And when you take a look at most teams in the NBA, they're better when you allow them to settle in. And Orlando's a perfect example of that. If you are stagnant, if you are walking the ball up the floor, they do a great job with their length and size and schemes and keeping everything in front of you. So we got to find ways to get things done earlier in the clock, hopefully off of our stops, find some easier transition opportunities, get into our first action across half court more quickly, where it feels like they have to chase us through the possession and they're not just staring 10 eyes on the ball.
Maybe Orlando hasn't shot from three either this week. How do you keep them cold?
It's how they create those threes and putting ourselves in position to contest them. If we're scrambling around defensively and we have to be in heavy rotations, they've got feet set. Now they're capable of knocking those shots down. I think we've been in a position where we've been able to heavily contest most of their threes. And that's, again, make or miss, but we all know percentages drop when those threes are highly contested.
Can I ask you to comment on that?
He was not.
Do you anticipate he'll be available for 3 or 4?
He will not be available for Game 3.
I want you to comment on an opposing player. Suggs, how do you feel like he was moving after the injury?
He was still picking up full court, still pressuring the ball. I give him credit. He's a really, really tough kid, who wants to help his team win. And, I think that was big time for him to come back, and play with whatever, injury was there. But, I thought he looked, like he was fine and able to do what he needed to do.
I wouldn't know, but it seems seemed to me like you guys did not attack him more after he came back. Is that right?
Yeah, and I don't feel like he wasn't moving at a level where we thought he was the guy to attack.
Specifically, you talk about how Evan Mobley has defended for you in these first two games.
I mean, he's been fabulous, as an on-ball defender. He does a great job of keeping people in front of him, making guys have to shoot over the top of him. He's got great length, and he's executed our coverages and schemes at a high level as well. He's done a great job protecting the paint. He's rebounding the ball well for us. He's covering up mistakes, and he guards multiple positions. He guards 1 through 5 on any given night. So I think he's been phenomenal, and there's a reason why. When he plays games, like last year, he was running for Defensive Player of the Year because he is elite at what he does.
You said health was one of the most important things for your group entering the series, and that was the kind of the mindset as you prepared for the playoffs. How have you seen that play out in the first 2 games, and where do you anticipate it going?
Again, I think all teams, the teams that have the most success are typically the teams that stay the healthiest. And, I think we have a ton of depth, even though we've cut our rotation a little bit. We haven't had to run guys, into the 40-minute mark. So being healthy, being versatile because of that health, like we can have guys play, higher minutes than typically in the regular season, but not anything that's going to make them, wear them down so that they don't have any juice in the fourth quarter.
The other night, Donovan, mentioned, hey, it's on me. I have to set the tone. That's my job. That's my role. And we saw that in the first 2 games, but he just seemed a different level from him. I mean, we know what a great player he is, night in, night out, but you just see him dialing it up.
Yeah,
Another notch.
Donovan understands the moment, and that's one of the things that makes him elite and unique. Not only does he understand it, but he doesn't feel the pressure when the moment is big. And, that's what makes those guys different, right? So he understands the start of games. He understands the fourth quarter, and he doesn't have a fear of being courageous in those moments. And, again, that sets the tone. That's leadership. Makes our guys comfortable and be able to play better as well.
How much ramp up would a guy need to be able to, insert it into a playoff series?
He's doing more and more now. But, again, I can't speak on, his medical stuff, but, whatever we do, it'll be with his safety in mind, and we'd never put him in position to risk that.
And it looks like Orlando's kind of blitzing Donovan at times, and it's kind of a pressure point. And there's the one moment in the third quarter where he's able to somehow find Max at the top of the perimeter. We've got Harris and then reset. But in the event Orlando starts leaning heavier on this blitz scheme, especially when they're at home and probably feeling themselves a bit more, what can your guys do to kind of counteract that just so they don't, choke off a big offensive piece for you?
One is, we need to be available for Donovan. So that means we need to find our windows of space where he can get us the basketball. 2, and then we just continue to pass the ball to the open man. If they want to put 2 people on the ball and allow us to play 4-on-3 basketball, I like our chances in those advantage situations. So, we just have to make ourselves available, make them pay, and then make them have to find something different.
When you watch the film from the first 2 games, what kind of turnovers are you seeing, and is there a commonality between it all?
This is the last question.
Some of them have been us playing in small spaces, and some of them have been us, trying to be a little too aggressive. So I do think there's areas where we can clean those up. But again, give them credit. It's one of the things that they do well is force turnovers. So, we can take care of the ball better, just make the easy, simple play, and not try to force the issue as much as we have sometimes.
All right, thank you.